Good evening, everybody. Bottle again coming at you with beer news and utter nonsense. So, we've got a few things to talk about. First, that I did my first 6-foot happy hour, the 6-foot rule you may have seen for my picture with my neighbors, all bottles. You noticed them in their hands. I wouldn't associate with anybody else. You know, there's people down the street, he drinks out of cans. I don't talk to him. I don't look at him. He just rides his mower, you know, like a real can. He actually takes care of his family, and he's actually a pretty nice guy. Anyway, so I had my little happy hour there with my bottle friends, practicing safe drinking, as you should. And we're going to talk about a few things tonight. First of all, I want to thank Garrick Weaver because he came up with that idea. I'm sure a lot of people are doing the 6-foot happy hours, but he won our T-shirt, Son of Can T-shirt, because he gave the ideas of what are you doing that's fun, that's keeping your sanity through all this. And so Garrick is a longtime fan of the bottle, although I've never seen him. I haven't seen him for 20 plus years out in the flesh. So hopefully he'll come to his senses and come out to see our movie, Bottle versus Can and Beer Can Love Story. Even though the bottle's the star, the can, Son of Can, coming back through craft brewers, the second coming of the Son of Can. So like us on Facebook, Beer Can a Love Story. We're going to have a beer review tonight. We're going to review a bottled beer, of course. I made the mistake of doing a can a few days back. I'll never do it again. And tonight we'll be doing Stone Brewing. They're in Escondido, California. We'll talk about them later. But first, our segment, our Triple B segment, Bottles Behaving Badly. There are bottles in the world and there are cans in the world. And for people that are not familiar with our movie, Bottle versus Can, it's not just about a couple of idiots running around in costumes. It's basically about, are you a bottle or are you a can? Now let me explain. Bottles, so they claim bottles are brash, loud, try to take advantage of the situation, got to find the angle, find the edge. That's the bottles of the world. And you can think of people, it might be yourself, that's a bottle. I tend to like these people because that's who I am. Now the cans are a little bit different. The cans are usually quiet, reserved to themselves, help a wounded bird or a turtle to get across the road. They care about the environment. These kind of people that take that stance, they're cans of the world. So we have a segment called Bottles Behaving Badly, and there are usually some famous bottles. Last night we talked about Madonna. There are other bottles. There's bottles, the Supreme bottle, which people often compare me to, which is running our country, which I tell them I've never heard of the man. So, but these are the bottles. So Bottles Behaving Badly came from the can because the Son of Can can't be with us. I'm in my bottle lair tonight, my basement, because I hang out in basements, crawl spaces, ditches, sewers. That's where I come from because I'm an orphan. And usually you see a bottle laying somewhere in that vicinity, it's one of my cousins or something like that. A can usually gets crushed and recycled and goes back into the world. So anyway, Bottles Behaving Badly comes from the can. He cannot be here. I won't let him in my space, even if we weren't going through this, but he sends his love. We're vessel to vessel. We're fluid like that. We talk to each other, and I know where he's coming from, even though I don't particularly like him. We have to coexist in the beer world just like you all have to coexist in the real world. Okay, so Bottles Behaving Badly, we're going to talk about Woody Allen. His memoirs just came out recently. And not that this is news or anything newsworthy, but the can seems to think that this should be one of the bottles behaving badly featured in this segment. in his memoirs, he says Sun Yi and he and Sun Yi could not keep their hands off each other. So I guess she was willing participant. God knows. I don't really care. I think it's old news, but the can sent me a message through telepathy. That's what he does, saying, please talk about this guy. He's our bottle behaving badly tonight. Well, there's a few. The others would be people doing virtual gym workouts, these virtual workouts. All I did, the bottle did, was watch him for 5 days and gain 5 pounds. So I think they're a bunch of con artists trying to take people's money. I mean, who actually is following through with this? I don't know. You could just put in an app or a DVD or, in my case, a VHS, because, you know, bottles kind of old school like that. So that's another, those bottles are just ripping people off, trying to take their $4.99 or whatever the hell it is they're doing. Don't like it. If you really want to work out, you're going to work out. Trust me. You'll find bottles to lift like I do. I lift, you know, 12 ounce, 16 ounce, Chimay bottles, whatever. When I'm really getting fit, I do the full Chimays. I'm sick of hearing about TP and these people that are hoarding TP. Just sick of it. Look, bottle was an orphan. We used an old bar rag back in the day if we had to. It may come to that, who knows? But I feel fine about it. I don't care. I'm giving up my TP to anybody who wants it. All right? They say mine doesn't stink anyway. Anywho, okay. So enough with bottles behaving badly. If you have a bottle you believe is behaving badly, please comment. And if I see another mean emoji come up, you're getting blocked. If I see another comment about the bottle's nose, you'll be blocked. Actually, no, I welcome that, because the bottle only cracks. He doesn't shatter. Bring it on. Thanks for everybody tuning in. I see a bunch of people. Thank you. Greg, my man. Kazmarchik. Lots of people like cans, not too many people like son of can. Whoa. I agree with that, Greg. I agree. Thanks to new people that are joining. Appreciate it. We're going to get to the beer review soon. It's coming. And we'll talk about this beer. You may have heard of it. You may not. Some beers we're reviewing maybe have been around a while, but maybe have not been reviewed, or the bottle. Look, I'm part of all this thing, but this whole craft movement accepting cans now really ticked me off. Last night I talked about Sam from Dogfish, and I talked about Victory Brewing saying they would never be in cans. Hell would freeze over, the one said. Well, guess what? They're in cans. They caved. I'm not happy about that. Anyway, let me just focus again before I get on my bottle box. All right, so enough of the bottles behaving badly, but if you do have one that you think we should feature, please post and share. And because, you know, we're really trying to push this beer can movie forward. And we had 4 events booked in April. They were all postponed, but we've rescheduled 2. Shout out to Carol Stout in August. We will be seeing her. It's her last call. And they've extended it out. She's closing the brewery. True bottle. She's a true bottle. Loved her for many years, and I'm very saddened by this. The bottle doesn't like this. But the bottle and can will be there, showing the movie, among other places we're working on. There's lots of breweries across the states interested. It's just a matter of us getting through this nonsense. So, without further ado, I will introduce Stone Die Hard Fan IPA. Now, if you're a die-hard fan of the bottle, and this is in a bottle, and they better not be in cans, because then I'm going to be really PO'd at them. I'm going to send them a note. I'll send them a cease and desist if I have to, whatever it takes. But this already, they get a couple bottles, extra stars for it, calling Die Hard Fan, and it's in the bottle. Anyway, I'm going to crack it with my trusty 5-pound 1940s, I think. You can do fact checks on that one, because I think it's in the 40s. Bottle opener, who I beat off husbands with when my bottle babes and I were and a hotel room together, and he banged on the door. I knocked one out with this. Anyway, comes in handy. Now this is an IPA. It's an India Pale Ale, or I believe so. Oh, let me get wrong. Anyway, yes, it is from Escondido, California. Now, not a lot of people know this, but the bottle spent a couple months in Escondido, actually working when he was a young bottle. Stayed out there, went West Coast, right next to San Diego, about a half an hour from there. And Stone Brewing is in Escondido. They're also in Virginia too. So they're bi-coastal. Has that strong hoppy smell. Man, that hits you right on the front end. Hits you pretty hard. If you like that hoppiness, it's a front end and a finish. It's all the way through. That just went right through my nostrils. This big old hooter here. You know, the bottle doesn't really go for the hoppy beers, but this one is clean, not obnoxious, not like the Supreme bottles of the world behaving badly. It's a good beer. I'd say it's a pretty easy drinking beer for an IPA. A lot of people don't like IPAs. I mean, or the people that do, you know, you tend not to slam these things down, but this is nice. Not very bitter. You know, the bottles, my eyesight's going because I am 15th century. You know, I'm very old. Unlike that baby face can, 85 years old, 1935 came out. trying to take over my turf. This old coot's I'm not going to go down easily. Anyway, I highly recommend this if you like IPAs. I would give this a 4-bottle review. Try them out, check them out. I got this on the East Coast because, you know, I'm East Coast. And it was in the local Acme, which I was in. And by the way, they had paper towels and napkins just in case. I don't want to go back to the rag. Did not have TP though. This was up in Pennsylvania. So I would recommend that. It's a 4 bottle. Couple other things. I don't like to take up a lot of people's time, but I will say this, that this particular company has a movie out. I think it's called Beer Jesus. Now, I think the Son of Can, the second coming of the Son of Can, and Beer Jesus should get together and meet, because this guy's saying he's the second coming of the Son of Can. And from our movie, maybe they should meet and talk, and maybe there might be a conflict of interest with these movies. I don't know, or maybe we could brand them together. We'll see. But it's a documentary, another guy that gave up his life savings to start a brewery. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I don't know the movie's good. But how many more movies do you have to see about that? Our movie, even though it's featuring a can, is not like that. Okay? Not another one with guys with beards that, you know, shoveling grain. It's got a little bit of, I'm sure they're all great. Who knows? Not really. Ours is a good movie, and it's fun. We haven't made a dime on it, but it's fun. Okay. So anyway, the Beer Jesus movie that they have is about the first American ever to start, operate, own, and a brewery in Europe. So, and it's a feature film. Who knows? Look it up. It's on Amazon. I checked it out. I checked the trailer out. The other thing in news, how about these Italian mayors? They're just going crazy over there. I mean, threatening people if they go outside. Look at this one video where this one guy says, if anybody has a graduation party, we're bringing the police with flamethrowers. That's a quote. Anyway, so look that up. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, which I'm not happy about, and I know that the Son of Can's not happy about this craft brewing, this independent craft brewing Brewers Association bottle. He doesn't like it because it's the second coming of the Son of Can, and the cans are taking over the craft brewing. I don't like it because it's an upside down bottle, makes me look like the Antichrist. So both of us are not upset about this Brewers Association. You should change it. Okay, I'm not saying make it a can, even though the can is really surging ahead. I'm going to come back and I'm going to win this thing in the end anyway. But the upside down thing is, it's not too flattering for me. Okay, so really that's it for tonight. I'm still working on the kids' art stuff where they're going to draw the bottle and they're going to make renderings of the bottle. We're going to have fun during the day. But, you know, I sleep all day, you know, because I'm up all night. So it's hard for me when kids are awake to get them to participate with them. The bottle has no children, but I know the value of, with kids off school, with all this stuff, that we could have some fun with this. So we're looking to do that. And I'm working with my people to post some things, some examples of it, so your kids can have fun with it during the day and win some prizes. So we're looking into that. Anyway, hang in there. I know it's tough for all of us, but the bottle was an orphan, and I got through many, many, many decades and many ups and downs. I went through the Great Depression. I went through all that stuff, and I made it. You're going to make it too. Have no fear. The bottle is here. Because when the chips are down, the bottle is around. Good night, folks.